Hello, my name is Simon Rickman and I'm a leadership and development coach. I put together a webinar called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Job Seekers to help people who are looking for a new opportunity to be smarter, wiser and more capable. Now, people might find themselves, particularly in this current situation and climate, that they need to find a new job. It's something that may not have been of their own choice, but because of the economic climate, their organisation has had to unfortunately make their role redundant. And of course, that can have an impact on the way people think. And that impact is very unique to the individual. For some people, it can affect their self-esteem, their finances, and it can get in the way of a planned career direction that they'd had in mind for many years. But at the same time, there are those people who feel a sense of relief. It's created a degree of freedom or a new opportunity that they thought, you know what, now it's been presented to me, I can do something positive about it. And from my experience as an HR and recruitment professional, where I've helped people over the years to find new opportunities, it's all about that degree of control. And it's about having a positive belief that you can do something about a situation, particularly when it wasn't of your making or choice. And so what I want to focus on in this webinar is how to build your resilience, how to become positively future focused, and to get back a high degree of control. So beginning with the end in mind, I want to use the 37 years of experience that I've got in this area and share that with you. And the idea is to help to support you in your job search process. At the end of the day, it's about being positively realistic. It's important to be optimistic, but there needs to be a degree of realism, particularly in this current uncertain economic environment. But what I'm sharing with you has been tried and tested over many years. And importantly, I've done it unto myself. It's not things that I would recommend to my clients that I wouldn't do to myself, so I know that it works. And what you'll end up with is a series of hints, tips and tools and techniques. But at the end of the day, nothing will change unless you take action. So I can give you all the ideas that you need, but unless you take that action, nothing is going to change. And that's a really important mind shift that we need to get through. It's something that I use all the time. It was wonderfully successful. Since he published it in 1989, it's sold in the region of 25 million copies. So there's something there that is very successful. And what I've done is I've aligned each habit to a different stage in the job search process. So for those of you who want to have more motivation and direction in your career, you want to focus on being more proactive, taking responsibility to respond positively to the opportunities that are presented to you. For those of you who want to know what success looks like before you start the process, well, in that case, you want to start with the end in mind. And you need to have a job search strategy in order to do that. For those of you who want to prioritize what is important and what's not urgent, but it is important to me before starting the opportunity, then you want to learn how to put first things first. In other words, you want to know how to tell your story. And we do that, of course, through a CV. Then those of you who want to have a positive interaction with all the people that you meet throughout the process, in which case you want to have a win-win. You want to get something out of the situation, but you want the other party to get something out of the situation as well. Then there are those who want to get the best out of their job search, to really understand what the job search process is all about, what the new opportunity is about before making a decision. In which case we need to learn to seek first to understand and then to be understood. And this is all about listening and then asking the right types of questions. And then we want to know how to use the masses of resources that are available to us. And that includes particularly people. And so we call that synergize. And that's all about working effectively and positively together. And finally, throughout this process, it's a great opportunity to learn and develop and to grow as an individual throughout this process and beyond. And indeed, the hints and tips I talk about are not just relevant for now, but they're relevant for any time you want to find a job in the future. And we call this sharpen the saw. In other words, this is about continuous improvement. So the question that I would ask people at this stage is, what habit is most important to you right now? Where do you want to start in that process? So hopefully I've given you some hints and tips so you can be smarter, wiser, and more capable than the other people that are out there that are going to be your competition. Go to work now, do your research, find out what your purpose is, then create your CV. Start to understand the importance of the quadrants and know how good you are, what your unique selling points and strengths are. Make those habits a habit. And if you do, you'll think positively and then you'll take action. Because as I said right at the beginning, if you don't take action, then nothing changes. So I would normally ask my clients at this time this question: what habits do you need to focus on right now? And as you start to think about that, you can contact HR, you can contact your coach, you can book in a coaching session so you can start this journey of positive thinking to get yourself a new job. If you've got any questions or feedback, I've got my contact details on the next slide. I'd be more than happy to start to engage with you. So I wish you the very best of luck on this journey. I know that you can do it with the right attitude and with the right support behind you. You will find what you want. It may take some time, but it will be worth it in the end. Thank you very much for listening.